Good afternoon, you two. And again, thanks for joining us here. It's Wild Irish Bushcraft and Survival. I'm Chuck, your host. Okay, today we're doing a bit of a departure, because as of late, well, lots of my videos have been concerning themselves with knife reviews and their survival applications. Now, today we're going to departure and touching upon some more important factors, things like our get-home bag, or bug-out bags in this case. In this case, actually, it's my get-home bag. Now, this is the bag that we keep in our car, in case emergencies happen or the car breaks down, goes off the road. We have our bag here that's going to get us home in one piece, help us survive. So, to start now, of course, the bag itself, it's a wee little one. It's a standard tack bag, right? Nothing to write home about. It's an average one. I picked this up for a fair good song. It's got a great deal of mollies on it, and the thing I like about it is the mollies we have able to attach a lot of great things here, and several pouches. Now these, of course, become important for carrying. This is my particular assortment, right? This is my particular personal stuff. Each one is different. Each person has a different one, or they have, what they prefer to put in their get-home bags. However, a lot of the items are tending to be fairly, common. So from the get-go, the bag itself, a nice wee one, nice little carrying back here to show you. Good straps there, little attach for the old hip hold and all that. Really nice one, all right? Now, the reason I like this again is for the mollies. Now, to start on the outside, I have my parang on the outside attached to it, and I told you in the past when I did the review for this that I like this because you can attach it to your mollies and anchor it down there, and it holds on nicely. So this is my good my survival machete, and it fits right on proper. So if I have to cut in, so if I have to make lodging or whatever, I have my nice solid delay here. And I also attach it with my little cup here, my tin cup. Now, I put this on, of course, in case I'm in a situation where I need to process water. I have something I can put on a fire and keep it out with my carabiner here. The outside I also carry with my little folder, all right, the Shred SCH002. It's like the 007, only you don't get a lot of great weapons from Q. Notwithstanding my James Bond refer, we're going on. Okay, and that attaches right on. Again, you have all these great mollies that you can attach this stuff on with. Again, several pockets and mollies to put on extra bags as well, which I did here with this Condor one. Now, here inside the first one, in the outdoor bag, I carry with me a standard my first aid kit. It's very important to have one. Now, this is a fairly big one, but again, it has everything you need in it. And I also carry with me the old Special Forces survival guide. This book is chock full of really good information, things that, we know everything. We always know everything about survival. We all admit that, right? However, you always have to learn something new as well. And there's stuff in here that even I forgot in my long time of doing this. So, really important, good book to have. So, something on the side, if you're at a stump, you go, oh, well, let me consult the Book of Armaments or me Special Forces survival guide. Not saying that I was in Special Forces, but it's a good thing to have. Anyways, so now, the main compartment here, it's a fairly good size one. It does a good job of holding everything. Now, I carry in here a bottle, right? And I use a smart water bottle. This way you can process some water, all right? It's good for gathering water. These are really sturdy, all right? As of late, you see a lot of these bottles that are really just flimsy. They fell apart in a blink of an eye. These are nice and sturdy, all right? So you can gather water with it and process it with your cup here, or in a situation that you don't have anything to process, it's clear enough that you can put it out in the sun for 6 hours and let the ultraviolet rays process the water and kill off any pathogens. It's a little tip there that if you have nothing else, at least the sun can help you break it down. Now, carry, of course, with me also. I have to see me. Well, I'm a bit chuggered because my flashlight on the side here. I'll get back to that. And extra batteries for the flashlight. I always carry extra batteries anyway. Now, I also carry the fishing hooks. Now this, of course, again, if you're in a situation, you're in the deep and you have no way of processing food, getting food, there's always fishing if you can do that. Now I get these particular ones, hope you can see that. I get these ones and they're the ones you normally put on for your fish lines or your slants, so you can put your already caught fish on a hook and all. Now these ones come with a little cord here, a little bit of a fishing line on there. So I can attach this to the inner lines of a paracord and use it for a fishing line. So I've already got a fishing line and I can put it onto a paracord to make it longer. So it's always good to have something like that on your hand too. Now, I also carry in here my folding saw. Again, nothing to write home about. Does the job. It's a Conklin. It's nothing or other export. It's nothing to write home about. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a saw. It's not a good one. It does the right job. And now, I also carry in here, and this one I'm debating to change or not. If we give the airplanes, people are obviously in a hurry to get the hell out of it tonight. I also carry with me my M-Tech survival knife, the jungle survival. I've done a review on this, and again, like I said, as far as survival knives go, this is a good get-home bag knife, and that's why I keep this one in my bag. And here, of course, I've shown the review on this before that I carry along with the bag itself, or the knife itself in my bag, has my little paracord and a little ferro rod in there. So there will be the paracord for the fishing line and whatnot. Ferro rod to big fire in case I can't make a bow fire or something like that. Bow drill. Always have some way of making fire that doesn't necessarily mean matches, because sometimes the matches get wet, they get lost, they get shagged or anything like that. So this way you have something to make fire with as well. Now the folding shovel, the tri-fold shovel, I kept that in there as well. You know, but I'm debating now, right? And you know what? Give me your opinion, if you will, on that one, because I have the machete here, which can act as well as a shovel tool. So I might, in the efforts of weightless or weighing this down a bit, actually decide to take that out. I'm debating on that. Give me your ideas on that one. I'm kind of interested in your opinion on that. Again, everybody has their own taste. Inside, of course, I have a little pouch on the side here, and in that, well, who knows? I'm almost forgotten. Oh, now in here, I carry, of course, a multi-tool, a plastic bag. Now the plastic bag itself can be used for several things. Like I said, one, water processing, making a bit of a shelter, a clear plastic bag. All right. Again, I can gather water with it. The multi-tool, okay, because you never know, you might need that. Now I also carry with me 2 tins. One is a tin of lint, all right, for starting fires with the paracord. The ferro. The other one is my little petroleum or Vaseline soaked cotton balls. Now these are a good scent. These are fantastic. These will burn longer than your standard cotton. All right, cotton goes up fast. These burn longer. Now this is even better instrumentally when it comes to like wet wood, because if you have like your wood is wet, you can start with small twigs and things of that nature, smallish. Set this afire, put your small twigs on there. The smaller they are, of course, the less moisture they'll hold. They burn up, start burning, and they can actually dry out faster. The more they burn, the more you put on. You can put slightly larger sticks on. I'll show you a video later on how to do that. And it's a foolproof way, but it really helps having these. If you don't have these in your get-home bag or your bug-out bag, get them. These are bloody godsend, to say the very least. That's in my wee little pouch there. Okay. Now, moving on to the secondary. We have ourselves in here. And again, everybody's preference is their own. But a lot of these fantastic, glow sticks. Especially these ones. Now, this one's even better. This is a half an hour, high intensity glow stick. Got them from major surplus down in Gardena. These are really great. They're very bright. They last only half an hour, but they're really bright. The other ones are your standard 12 hours. Always have one of these, good for a secondary light source. If you don't have your flashlight or you don't have fire, great secondary light source, all right? Always got one of these, you need those. I also carry in here a couple of packets of emergency water. Now these have a grand long shelf life, so they're really important to have. These are really great. I have a few of them, like I said, if you can't get to water, have some with you. It's an easy peasy lemon squeezy proposition. I also carry a couple of food sources as well, because you never know. Now I got a bit of an spaghetti dinner, all right, a little pasta, just one package of that, just in case, because you never know. If you run out of anything, at least you have something to be able to snack on. I also carry with me the energy bars or food rations. These are bloody brilliant, high in calories. They pack small, they last forever, they taste all right. The beauty of these now, and these are probably the better ones about, because you don't really need any moisture, you don't need water to eat them. They're easy to eat without water, right? Sometimes you can have to have something to wash it down. These you can eat without. I don't, but you can. A snake bite kit, because you never know, right? This is a bee and sting, biting sting kit with the suction ability. So, very important to have as well, you just never know. Now here, I packed this as well, and it's a wee little emergency kit in the emergency kit, as it were. A little bit of a snare, for making snares, a little wire for snares, or maybe shelter, sewing kit, in case I want to do some, jungle surgery, or sew up my pants, whatever, preferably jungle surgery, and a couple of pieces of duct tape, because everything can be fixed with duct tape. Any man will tell you. Anyways, actually a lot of my car repairs have been done with such. So that's the inner packet there of these things in back later, don't panic. And any of you with OCD can calm right down. I'll put them in later. Anyway, now the other package here, we have a little, that's just a package from the cold steel. Hand sanitizer. Now, it's not because I'm awfully germophobic, but this actually, for hygiene for one, all right, but two, this is also a real good fire starting proposition too, all right? If your coating gets wet, this will actually help in making a flame. So it's kind of a cheat on you have to strike a spark to that, and it'll start up easier. So it's a bit of a cheat on that, okay? A compass, all right, because, you can't always get the North Star. A poncho, as well as the space blanket. Great for keeping warm, and you can also make a shelter out of that. You put that with a lean-to, with that in the back of your lean-to, reflects warmth off of you build a fire in front of your lean-to with that in the back of it. You're going to get some nice warmth off the fire, and it reflects off of this. So really important to have these in you, just to keep the warmth alone. Again, also, like I said before, the wee little flashlight. And again, something simple. Doesn't have to be really important, anything too drastic. Something that's going to, shine and keep you. Again, if you run out of your batteries here, or whatever happens, this breaks, you have your glow sticks. So again, some type of incinerator, some kind of light. So we get 3 packages here. Now, in the back here, and I admit, I have to apologize, I actually removed them. But your gloves, all right, a decent pair of gloves, and these, of course, they're all right. They're more for firearms, but anyways, some pair of gloves, all right, as well as paracord. Now, I cannot stress enough how important paracord is that. Any cordage at all. You can make cordage in the wild, from natural fibers. But in a stress situation, reduce the amount of stress you need. Reduce the amount of stress by having something on hand that will make your stress less. Okay? Paracord, your snares, shelter, weaponry, what have you. This is a lifesaver. Anybody will tell you the best thing to have in a survival situation is cordage. That's really, really important. Now inside here, where the bloody hell is it? I also carry with me a schneeg, or one of the desert scarves, and those are important as well. It's nothing here right now. I took it out, I don't know why, or I put it in another pocket, but a desert scarf. Now the reason for that is that way it's right up there with your bandanas or something of the nature. So that way you can actually filter water with them. So they're really important. I don't have it in front of me, but normally in there you have your schneeg or your desert scarf, as it were. Those are really important. You could be used for several things, including warmth. And here we are. This is really important. Warmth, all right. Hot shelter, filtering water. All right. This helps getting a lot of manky sediments out of the water, so you can filter that before you process it. So, I mean, so many uses this has. It keeps your head from getting over sunned, keeps the body temperature in, and it uses many a time in a combat or a survival situation where you keep the sun off of you, keeps your body warm at night, and everything else. So, a great deal of the body temperature goes out to the top of the head, as we all know. So that's it in a nutshell. All right. Now again, this is my personal get-home bag with things that I put in that I feel are necessary. I might have missed something, or I might have had something in here that you guys didn't have in yours. Do us a favor. Leave a comment. Tell me if there's things or some of your ideas. If I've given you some ideas, then by all means let me know. I always like to hear that I've done something right. But like I said, if you can think of something that I haven't had in my bag, by all means let me know, and vice versa. So that's it in a nutshell. That's me bug out bag or me get home bag. The bug out bag is actually bigger and has a lot more cooler things in it. We'll review that a bit later on. But that's it for now. I want to thank you once again for tuning into Wild Irish Bushcraft and Survival. And once again, I'm Chuck, your host. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like what you see, by all means, keep it to yourself. Thanks an awful lot. Cheers.